Hello there, it's Boltzman here. Welcome to another episode of the Analog series. And on this episode, we are gonna look on how to make a kick drum in analog. Let's hear the kick drum playing solo. So this process is very similar to the previous episode, the 808 bass. And I'm gonna duplicate the channel, make it a bit louder, solo it, and bypass all the processing I've done. I'm gonna talk about it a bit later in this episode. And I'm gonna drop a new instance of analog to initialize the synth. So similarly to what we have done in the 808 bass, I want to turn off the oscillator too, change the shape from a saw wave to a sine wave, and make sure that the voices are set to monophonic. I'm going to also increase a little bit the amp 1 so it's a bit louder. So to make a drum sound, we want to increase the pitch envelope and decrease the time to a very short time. I find that somewhere in the 15% range works really well. We'll also add a little bit of noise to add some color. Yeah, works just fine. And I'm going to increase the sub level here to the maximum. What this does is it adds a sub oscillator playing one octave below the oscillator 1, so it gives a little bit more weight. Now moving over to the filter section, I want to use a low pass. I'm gonna put the frequency cutoff all the way down. We don't want any sustain. The decay can be set to taste, but before setting the decay, I want to increase the envelope. Basically, this sets how much of this filter frequency cutoff is being modulated by the envelope, so this attack the decay and the sustain. And depending if you want a clicky kick or a longer one, you can set the decay to taste. Now to the amp section, it's the same. Kill all the sustain and play with the decay. And I'm gonna drive the filter. This adds a really nice warmth to it. Alright, so let's hear with the rest. It's already a decent kick, and let's go over to the processing I've done. This is a very subby kick, so I've added a little bit of punch and a little bit more of presence in the high end. Then I've used 2 compressors. The first one is to control the peaks, so it basically gives a more stable signal. And the second one is to control the attack, so to make it a bit more clicky. And then I've added a saturator to make it a little bit more warm. And you can play with the drive depending on how driven you want the kick to be. Alright, so this is it. very simple. This is a great way to layer kicks. Some kicks really lack sub bass, so by using a kick made in analog with another one, you can get that subbiness you want on your kick. I hope this episode has been useful, and stay tuned for the next ones. See you there.